Hi, this is my home rig, and as you can see I use three monitors. On the left and right there's the HP Pavilion 23X size, and the centre monitor is the main 24-inch Acer XF240H. Although I like the flexibility of using multiple monitors, I've always wondered how it can affect performance. Is it killing my game FPS? Should I disconnect monitors to maximise FPS in intense shooters? It's time to find out. So, all three monitors are 1080p. The HPs are both 60Hz, whilst the Acer runs up to 144Hz, although normally this is set at 60Hz unless I'm playing a fast-paced shooter like a CSGO. The left monitor is connected by HDMI, the right is connected by DVI, and the Acer is connected via DisplayPort. This is mainly because of the leads I had available when connecting them all up. As you can see, the test system specs aren't top end. This is to reflect a common setup for late 2018, with the RX 580 not being too much different from today's most popular GPU, Nvidia's GTX 1060. I've got a 580 just because the card was on offer, and FreeSync is basically a lot cheaper. Anyway, testing was pretty simple. As you can see, I ran benchmark, disconnected the monitor, and then ran it all again. I ran benchmarks on GTA 5, CSGO, and Rise of the Tomb Raider, expecting that as fewer monitors are used, FPS would improve. During the testing, I set the desktop to a plain black background, so any dip in performance is almost totally just for the connection. I was pretty surprised with the results actually. The first benchmark was GTA 5. Weirdly, I had a higher average FPS running 3 monitors than when running 1 or 2, although there was only 3 or 4 frames in it. Max highs were better with fewer monitors, although it's not a massive difference. Looking at the lows, the single monitor setup was worst, which really pulls the average down. I ran 3 tests 3 times and got a similar result every time. Perhaps someone has seen this before. Let me know in the comments below, maybe there's something I'm doing wrong here. Anyway, all the benchmarking was done at 1080p with default settings, so for GTA this was set to high. Moving on to the CSGO benchmark, FPS followed a similar pattern to GTA 5. Almost identical lows, marginal improvements to maximum FPS with fewer monitors, and a pretty flat average FPS overall. As Counter-Strike is quite old, it's not much of a challenge to an RX 580 to run a couple of other monitors at the same time, especially at 1080p, so perhaps these results aren't as surprising as I thought. Still, it's interesting to see that multiple monitors don't make much difference in this game. Finally, on the Rise of the Tomb Raider, results are a bit more as expected. Perhaps it's because the game takes up much more resource, so sparing having to display another monitor lets the computer focus on frames a bit more. Again, all these tests were done 3 times, so it's interesting to see how much of an effect removing monitors has on this game. The average FPS was nearly 25 frames higher when only using 1 monitor. So here's all the numbers together, as well as the overall results at the bottom. If these figures are anything to go by, it looks like disconnecting monitors before a gaming session can improve your maximum FPS, but it only has a small positive effect on overall frames. The overall average improvement is just below 6% on my tests, so you can decide for yourself whether that small bump is worth fiddling around with monitor leads before you start gaming. As a side note, by the way, I also tried benchmarking with Cinebench and TimeSpy. The tests are almost identical throughout, so I'm not going to bother publishing those, but basically it's the same. So in summary, for me, I'll continue to having all 3 monitors connected. That is, of course, unless someone can prove it's worth more than just a few FPS here and there. Let me know in the comments below if you disconnect monitors to improve FPS. Do you notice any difference? Does running perhaps 5 or 6 monitors make your PC chug? Anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again.